Good evening, good morning. Welcome to the Sinkhole. I'm Nick.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Kate. Steven? That threw me off, man. I was not prepared.
I've got my rye whiskey. I'm feeling sophisticated
that's
right
fair.
now.
I'm feeling a Steven tonight.
I am Steven.
You know what's funny? You didn't say afternoon this time.
I mix it up.
Sure.
Yeah, we're just trying to
Yeah.
because it was a ripple effect. I changed up my intro.
I've moved past you not saying goodnight after the fiasco of us arguing about it for like 2 minutes.
Literally, I re-listened to the last one. I was like, "Yeah, Steve, I'm not with you on this one."
I wasn't even with me on it, and I knew it was coming. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot.
I have we've gotten a fair amount of new subscribers to the YouTube and to
Hell
this.
yeah.
The thing on the Saturday morning coffee and casuals actually went over real well.
Yeah, good.
That led to some other people. I know some of my D&D group got into it. I have other people just on Facebook that I know like the page. Brian just found out about it today because he's like, Colin's brother.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, I want to listen. I was like, do it.
And then Matt became part of the Founders Super Friends Early Edition.
No, he didn't.
Or what did I say?
No, you said he can't be because
No, I said he can.
No, but he hasn't listened yet.
No.
He hasn't
Oh, that's
subscribed.
right.
Yeah, we were making fun of him.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
cool,
he's
Matt.
allowed to once he subscribes.
Yeah, whatever. Yep.
All I see is a cat's face
I told
just deep in a mug.
So Loki is just deciding to come and hang out on the table tonight. I don't know why, but we have this giant. What's the best way to put it? It's a big tin mug.
Yeah.
But it's
Kind
from
of old school, medieval-ish.
It looks like
Okay,
it's
your old
Yeah.
school's right.
like a
Medieval's
Moscow
wrong.
Mule copper tin, but not
Mm.
copper. And if you're like
We're
me
very
and
close.
just want a giant thing of Moscow
yeah.
Mule, only way to drink it.
But
We're
like the
very-
diameter of this mug is barely larger
Let's put it
than
this
his
way:
head.
this is an Evan mug.
Yes.
Evan would pull this out of your pantry, not knowing where you keep your cups. He just knows where the biggest glass
Yep.
you have is, fills it with water, chugs it in like a second, and then never picks it up again. And you're like,
Sounds
oh,
about
thanks, man.
So this came from one of those like old timey root beer stands.
Ah.
So the gimmick with it was, and this goes back to
that cat is just going to
he's
town.
great. This is from 2016. That came back from Austin when DreamHack came to the States for the first time.
Yeah.
So the gimmick was you bought it for like $13 and you got a wristband every day for $5 and it was unlimited refills.
Oh.
So this was also during the Overwatch beta. So all I did for an entire week at DreamHack, because me and my buddy Derek brought our computers, we got LAN passes. We sat there, played the Overwatch beta with a bunch of random dudes and dudettes
Nice.
all over the place, and just drank sarsaparilla.
So for the listeners at home, this cat has now been drinking for like 40 seconds.
Yeah, Loki has decided that the giant dog bowl dish that they have for their water, because there's two of them and they don't know how to drink, they learned how to drink from a dog. So, like, you know when dogs drink, they
they lap
look-
that, yeah.
But they lick the opposite side of the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
These morons do the same thing, so the bells get soaking wet, and then they just drag water all over the house.
They're just trying to clean the floor.
Morons. No, you want to talk about clean? Oh! Okay.
Not even what we wanted to talk about tonight.
Yeah, that's how this goes. We're in the intro period.
know.
We said this. We got 10, 15 minutes of vamp. It's been 3:49. Bottom corner. Bottom.
Oh,
there you go.
Wow.
That's the time you
so
want.
much easier. I'm like counting the seconds going like,
No, bro. Right. Right here's what you
Steve wants challenge mode.
nothing's ever easy with me, man. Nothing.
If I see the
High
easiest
school-
route, I will make it tough for me.
High school history report about a figure in World War II. No, not going to make it easy. I'm going to do it about the leader of Unit 741. You know, nothing easy. Go with the unknown war criminal from Japan. Nah, don't make it easy on yourself.
Nope. That's not you.
No.
That's not you, man. So these dumbasses, I'm in my office downstairs working, and I think I hear a commotion, but I don't know because I'm in like a Teams meeting with my company, so I kind of hear it through headphones.
Yeah.
X amount of time goes by, and I come back out to, I don't know if I went to go get another cup of coffee, whatever it was, but I look and I go, why is that tissue paper a different color? And hold on, and I get closer. They had such a big fight that two cats flipped a dog bowl water dish, and it was all over the kitchen. It was in the hallway. It was over towards the sink. It fell down on top of like the bookshelves.
Don't
it was
snap at him.
everywhere. The real problem is you ruined a book for Teddy, you jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat.
He looks like he's about to
staring down
throw up.
Loki.
He doesn't even care. He doesn't throw up. Thor throws up because he eats too fast.
Well, yeah.
He's just a cat.
That's why I don't want a cat or a dog. I love both. Cats I'm all right with. I like other people's cats.
See, I didn't like other people's cats until I had my own.
See, that's
and
why
now I like them.
That's why I like other people's cats. 'Cause I don't have a cat, and I don't have to deal with any of the bullshit. And dogs, I like dogs, but I've gotten so used to living without having to clean fur off my clothing or everything I own that I don't ever want to go back to that life.
Right.
Unless it's a specific type of dog, and that is a Swedish wolfhound.
Okay.
You know, nothing like having a little wolf corgi running around.
Right. My issue is I'm not home enough
Or
for a dog.
valhound, whatever you want to call them.
That's my problem.
My priority is to find a girlfriend.
A
before getting
mate.
a dog. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
First
get
off,
a dog. I'm all about dogs.
Sad.
Yeah.
Second off, we'll get there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll have a
Double wing, man.
Hell yeah. Hey, easiest thing. What is it? Once you're married, you have the confidence to talk to and just be yourself with anyone because you don't care.
Sure.
Casey's never had that
I've
issue.
never had that issue.
Yeah,
So.
well, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong person.
You've never had the crippling
never had
anxiety
shame.
issues that come with ADHD. Where you're like,
So
I
for the
don't
rest
know.
of America, once you finally get married, you have the same level of confidence as a Casey Gilder.
Yes.
I'm
You
cool
basically
with that.
are a bard rolling 20s all night long.
Well, thank you.
You are.
That's the best compliment I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I'm playing a
He's
bard.
going to seduce a dragon. I know it.
100%. If that ever happens, you bet your ass. I almost did it playing a warlock, and I went, no, Casey, you're playing the wrong class. Like, I had to stop my RP because it was like, no, that wouldn't happen.
That's like with Sprung.
Yeah.
He's the lovable goofball idiot that's just so set in his ways that he doesn't care, but I can't talk, so it's hard to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't convince people to join me by just screeching at them like a maniac.
Right. So I told Nick this story earlier today, and I went, you're going to have to hear it again because Steve has to hear it because it's so good.
Oh, it's good.
So I know we're in a quarantine and we're not supposed to go places, but nerddom still hits, right?
Okay.
So I'm not going to say one of the worst things, just another casualty of
Are you sitting on my
what
bed?
are we calling it?
I had an idea to what we could call it.
What I thought we gave it a name last week.
We just called it her, and she's a fickle.
I thought we were doing a bit.
Well,
I don't
I
remember
mean,
what
if
the
you
bit
want to do
is.
a bit, we could just call it. Wait, I had a good one when I was
Our
driving
other-
over. Modello disease.
Oh, that's okay. That's not bad.
There's
Because-
continuity between episodes.
Yeah.
Dose
Oh.
sickies.
Dos Sickies. I like Dos Sickies. All right. So because of Dos Sickies,
Yeah.
in my other podcast, we'll talk about, I'll plug later. We're calling it the Come On Eileen.
Mm.
Yeah, because it rhymes with it. And
Yeah.
it,
And Lara
It
has a
works.
whole song about it.
Yeah.
It's great. So what Comic-Cons are getting hit, conventions are getting hit, blah, blah, blah. So Funko Pop, I've started it's the only things that I've been collecting from them are they've got a couple D&D figurines.
oh, I saw that gelatinous cube, and I am jealous.
Yes.
I want one of those in
So
my life.
the gelatinous cube was a spring con exclusive. So they all, obviously every con got
Yeah.
canceled. So they took their stock and started giving it to other companies that are selling it.
Oh.
For some god unknown reason, the GameStop in Illyria is the only one within 100 miles that had one in stock. And I was like, done.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll go after work because Lara needs me to go and get tomatoes and onions for dinner anyway. I was like, cool, I'm in. So I go, and I'm going to start out by saying it's GameStop. They're open from noon to 8.
Yeah.
For some unknown reason, a store that you cannot physically walk into. It's curbside pickup, curbside drop-off, realistically.
Yeah.
Only. There are 2 people working.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I worked alone opening the store
Yeah.
for 8 hours, but they got 2 people working in
Shit.
no one can come in my store.
When I worked at Taco Bell, I'd be opening on Saturdays and Sundays there, and it would just be me and a manager.
Yeah.
It would be 2 people opening a fast food place, prepping everything from 7 in the morning to when we opened at 10.
Yeah.
And then we'd have the other shift come in. For 3 hours, 2 people doing the work of 8 people.
Yeah. So 2 people are working at GameStop.
For the job that maybe it doesn't even need a single person
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
realistically.
Yeah. So you go in and I pull up. It's already it's not a good GameStop to begin with. Anyone who lives in the Northeast Ohio area in our county specifically knows it's just not. Every time I had a cover there, someone always sold games for cash to buy pot. You smell it, you know it's a fact. Whatever. That's not part of the story.
Yep.
So you go up.
I want to buy Red Faction again.
You have to call them and say, hey, I'm outside. So, like, it's you hit number 1 to talk to the store associate. To like, hey, this Gamestop, how can I help? I was like, yeah, I have an order for pickup.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you outside? I went, do you see another car outside your front window that might be calling you right now? Yeah, I'm outside. They go, okay, well, get your order number and ID and meet me at the door. I was like, okay. So I go up to the door, and the guy, this is the only reason I know there's 2 people, he tells another person to go and get the door. And I was like, why are there 2 of you? Sure. So, like, they have to open the gate.
Yeah.
So the gate is physically locked. They have to unlock the gate. Then they open the door 2 inches, enough to take your ID and put it in there so they can make sure it's you.
They can't just leave the door locked?
I'm not done.
It gets better. It
Twice
gets
locked.
better.
They're twice locked. So I go my thing, and the guy's like tilting his head. I was like, oh, is it upside down? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, tell me. So I pull it back, I turn it, and I put it back in. And they go, yeah, okay, it's you. Stand back. And I was like, okay. I take 2 steps back. He goes, I'm going to put it on the door, then lock it, then you can pick it up. I'm like, are we doing a drug deal right now outside of GameStop? So the guy puts the bag down, lock, then I can touch it and walk away with it.
For a Funko Pop.
For a Funko Pop for a store having 2 people that I'm guarantee you I was the only sale they had for the day.
That feels like what we've been doing with our store with the curbside. Like, we'll get people that call up, no issues. The people who've been calling up are like our regulars that will shoot us a text. Hey, Steve, this is what I want. You know what I like. Put me together. Get me 10 medium. Okay, great. Yeah, keep them around $10 to $15 a stick, but do full variety. Go all out. Great. I'll have people that show up at the door, just pound on the door, and I'm like, okay. Like, now I don't really want to answer because I don't know who the hell you are. And there's so many, like, just, fucking people, like, turning on each other right now. It's disgusting. So I'll go up to the door, and I'll just unlock it. If I don't recognize the person, I'll be like, yeah, what do you want? And they're like, well, can't I buy? It says curbside. I'm like, it also says to call or text. And do you know what you want? No, I was just hoping I could take a look around. It's like, get the hell out of here. You're not allowed in.
I also like how they said, well, it says curbside. But then why would I let you in?
Right. Well, I had a guy get mad at me yesterday because he couldn't come in and look at the empty boxes that we had. Because he wanted to buy a bunch of empty cigar boxes. And
He plays a lot of Magic the Gathering.
apparently. And he's like, because he calls up and he's like, yeah, I need a couple cans of butane. Great. No problem. I've got 2 different cans, $4.95 or $8.50. The small cans are $4.95. They're half the size of the large can. I recommend buying 1 large can or 2 large cans because that's the better deal. Yeah, I'll take 2 large cans. Great. How long are you going to be there till? I'm like, well, that's where it's tough because I'm going to tell you, I will guarantee that we are here till 5. It's like, if you come up to the door, it says 7. I can't guarantee that I will be here till 7. Okay, great. Well, when I get there, I also want to pick out a couple empty boxes. Would I be able to come in and check those out? No. Well, then how the hell are you even doing any business right now? I'm like, I'm not. I'm not open right now. For legal reasons, I am not open.
Right.
But I happen to be here, and if you happen to know what you want, I can run it out to you, and I can run the transaction. I have a remote system for our point of sale. I can do that for you. I'm not going to touch cash. I'm not going to take it. If you have cash on hand, sorry. It's like, if you hand me 100 and your total's like $45, you're not getting change back.
Thanks for that sweet tip.
Right. So
Thank you for helping us in these troubling times.
Yeah. So it's just the funniest thing. But some of these people the people that come up, or like I've had people call up and I don't answer with my normal greeting of, good afternoon, cigars. I answer, hello? Because I don't know who's calling. Mm-hmm. And I've had people go, oh, good, you're open right now. It's like, no, I'm not open. I'm just here. I'm doing paperwork. I'm reading a book. I'm watching TV, whatever. My excuse changes every phone call. Oh, well, then if you're there, could I pick up cigars? It's like, well, I am here. Here's the process. Do you know what you want? If you don't know what you want, I'll walk through a limited selection of stuff. If you do know what you want, I'll gladly help you out. If it's something I don't have, I'll recommend something. if it's something that's super specific that I really don't have, and I don't have anything that's similar, no, I don't have it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not about that.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to have anybody in the shop. I'm not, technically supposed to be there, even though it's a guideline, so it's not an actual legal thing. But that's for another day. When this is all said and done, I can't wait to have a list. I'm building a list of all the things that will be great topics for talking about that are not actually legal that the government got away with
in the new time.
Yeah, but
We'll have like a
where the hell
2-hour
were we with
special,
this?
right? I don't
Gamestop, you got a Funko Pop that is
yes.
awesome,
Yeah.
and I am jealous, and I've never been jealous of a Funko
This
Pop.
cube's real cool.
Oh, and I meant to tell you, so I hope Evan never listens to this episode.
I'm gonna forward him a link to this one specifically.
So
Timestamp 15 minutes 40 seconds.
yeah, I was in the basement of Ohio City State where I use personal storage, and I found the two of the Batman figurines, Funkos that he gave me, the Scarecrow and the Joker one, and I saw the Scarecrow and I was like, that'd be a good one for Kasey. And then it I paused as I was grabbing it. It's like, Evan gave this to me. If he ever heard me or went over to Kasey's and was like, wait, what the hell? You have one of these too? And you'd be like, oh yeah, Steve gave it to me. It's fucking cool.
See, I think I know enough of the story that I'd be like, yeah, I like Scarecrow. He's my favorite.
Right.
And it's Batman. Why wouldn't I have it? Like I know.
And I mean, Evan knows that I don't care anything about Funko. It doesn't mean anything for Funko, and he got it through a loot crate. A loot crate.
Yeah,
it's not like he went out of his way to get it.
Yeah, just showed up.
Yeah. Love you, Evan. Thank you for that. It still is like one of those sentimental things where I'm like, I love this, but I love the memory of it because we cracked up laughing for like an hour about it. Because he was sitting there, he's like, yeah, I don't know why I get loot crate, but hey, man, this works out. Have this. I know you like Scarecrow's your favorite villain. Enjoy.
That's awesome.
So, hey, and look at that. We're at the point where we go to our actual topics.
Man, we are the best fucking segwayers in the world. Like,
Yeah.
hey, look at the time. Just happened to work out.
Hey, look, the sponsor's calling.
Hey, so you like Scarecrow? What about the PlayStation 5 controller?
Oh, I thought
Sexy as hell. Sorry, Becca.
my brain was still thinking that you're gonna do like some weird like making fun of loot box plug-in.
No.
All right. Anyways, new PlayStation
Speaking
5
of
controller.
sponsors, Game Fuel. Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
They're pretty good.
I've got to say, I kind of want to try G Fuel, but I'm afraid to because it seems like it's a pre-workout for people who don't work out.
No, that was the old formula.
Oh,
We'll have a side talk about that.
Okay.
Because yes, we'll have a side conversation.
because like I just sat there going, it's like, well, you may as well just drink Bang, at which point you may as well just get a really nice, high-quality pre-workout.
We'll talk. Don't worry.
So say hello to DualSense. PS5
Hello,
's
DualSense.
Man, that was we were ready to go into like a say hello to DualSense.
Yeah, I didn't know you were
Your
going to be
AI
advertising.
companion.
Yeah.
Like we were
I
going
will
into
say, I
like
don't
if
like the
Steve
name of
gave
it.
me-
Just call it DualShock 5.
If Steve gave me just a little bit more time, I could have pulled it off.
No, you can't. On top of everything, I'm breaking my finger, pointing in my palm.
I'm really glad I remember that it was the green
Yeah.
one. I was like, I think it's this.
You hit the orange
It would have been
one,
great
it's
if you hit
just
the other
cheers.
one.
Yeah, it's just like
So through the PlayStation blog,
Woo! PlayStation blog. Go on.
the DualSense will keep much of what gamers love about DualShock 4 intact while also adding new functionality and refining the design.
Will it keep the broken left joystick?
Probably.
never had a broken left joystick.
Mine started crapping out on me a year ago, and I thought it was the controller dying until I decided to troubleshoot before spending the $60 on a new controller. Turns out it's like 1 in every 3 DualShock 4s has a faulty sensor in the left analog stick. And
News to me.
oh yeah, I had no idea, and I've had my PlayStation 4 since 2015, because I at the time was a Kojima fanboy and had to support him with MGS5 Phantom Pain because those trailers got me.
He felt the pain.
Whoa.
Whoa ho. But anyways, yeah, the left joystick analog stick to be correct. The sensors in it get gummed up easily. to where the point where you will think your controller is just busted. All you need to do is just take compressed air and spray it, in there.
Interesting.
Or just do it cheap and just blow your controller like the good old days when you'd blow a cartridge, which you should not do.
Correct.
But yeah, I fixed my controller by just blowing into it.
Giggity.
Yeah. Anyways, go on, Nick.
Features. Small little anecdote. Before the show, Steve and I were playing MLB The Show. And Steve's like, is this a brand new controller? Like, out of the box? I'm like, basically. Like, that's how little I play the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, the sensitivity on the sticks was so
stiff.
Because it has you you have to throw to first and like actually aim in the circle, and I'm like slowly moving. I'm just used to just quick hitting it,
Right.
And I do the flick and it just moves like a quarter of an inch. I'm like, oh crap, this has not been broken in. I just stared at Nick like, you've never used this, have you? I was like, I almost want to be like, I'll give you $20 for it right now. I'll transfer you the money.
I'm like, Steve, this is proof. I'm not joking when I say the PS4 is a glorified Blu-ray player for me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So touch was a big inspiration when designing the DualSense, and the haptic feedback is one of the ways that this new controller will help bring PS5 games to life.
I hate haptic feedback.
I do too.
As
also
a Sony boy, I have no idea what haptic feedback is.
little vibrations.
When you touch your phone, and every time you would hit a key when it came out of the package, it would bzz, 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 to let you know you did a thing.
I personally like that because I turn the sound off on everything.
Well, this is like when you're typing every time you.
Oh,
hit a
I
key.
like that because
then
I hate phantom touches.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't like having no feedback.
Then there's haptic feedback.
Hell
So you'll
yeah.
love this.
they're adding the adaptive triggers to also L2 and R2.
Nice.
The ones in the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's instead of, because before it was the trigger was either on or off.
Correct.
Now you can do essentially percentages.
Yeah.
So you can have that really cool how or more control over cars probably is the best example.
Cars,
So Gran Turismo 6.
will be
Yes.
awesome with that.
Ridge Racer.
Motorstorm.
Ridge Racer.
Grand Theft Auto's driving will finally feel good.
Nah. Rockstar won't care.
No, yeah, Rockstar will be like, we're going to do that for the dumbest thing possible. It'll be like when you're paragliding and
Exactly.
when you're parachuting down to go left and right, you have to use the triggers, and to go right, you really have to pull in on it.
The share button got replaced with the create button,
Oh,
but they'll
I don't
reveal
even
more
use that
details
button.
later.
I don't even use that button.
This is where it kind of gets a little interesting. DualSense will have built-in microphone array. Not just a microphone array. So players without a headset can easily chat, which, no.
Yeah, but the problem with that's going to be depending on how. So when it comes to an array, that means that it, in some way, shape, or form, it's going to have some kind of echo cancellation. So what's coming out of the TV won't feed back into the controller.
Or through the controller.
Right.
As
Yeah.
in, if the controller still has a speaker, which I think it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be good, but how many times you hear a little kid playing Call of Duty and you hear everyone else in his house because they only have the one room that has a PlayStation? That's going to kill me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ew. I'm not a fan of that. Unless it sounds great, then it'll be a completely different story.
I think that's all the highlights. But the design itself is actually really good.
I'm with Steve though. I don't like DualSense.
Yeah, just call it DualShock 5.
I like that.
Stick with it. You have the perfect name for a controller.
Yeah.
We know exactly. You picture it in your head. You know it. It doesn't even have to look like a DualShock.
But you know what it is.
Right.
I'm
I
assuming
got to say the
USB-C.
design for that was good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The fact that the PS4 still has a micro is just hurts. Hey, we got these new controllers. Put the C in it.
Right.
No, we just changed the colors. I don't care about the colors. Give me USB-C.
Every comment that I saw of people posting on Facebook was that USB-C dough.
Dude, it's...
Yeah.
It changes the
Actually, I
world.
might take that back because there's no USB mentioned in the article.
I mean, it has to.
Right. It'd be stupid not.
We do by Wi-Fi only, so it's all wireless charging.
I will yeet that thing into the sun.
Why? That's a very weird thing to say about just wireless charging.
Remember when the PS3 controller used to be the boomerang? Or the prototype?
Original prototype.
Oh, yeah,
was
the
a
prototype.
giant
Yeah, the
banana.
prototype. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real bad.
That was wild. Very far from, what the 5 looks like
Sony
now.
has been a weird weird contender.
Sony has some weird prototype stuff.
Yeah.
I love the
I hope the V rendering that looks like it's straight out of Back to the Future's engine. I really hope is legit.
Correct.
I'm
I'd like
big
more
fan.
of like the zany.
give me
designs.
something that just is like a conversation piece for somebody who doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
about
because Scarlet or what is it called?
Xbox
Scarlet
One X,
X,
Scarlet.
1X.
Yeah.
The Master Chief obelisk
Yes.
looks lame.
It just looks like a basic PC from 1997.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Actually, no, not 97, because that would have been like a tan or a cream color.
Yeah.
This is like from 2007, where it's
Like-
like, oh, the black PC, you gotta have a.
What could have
not
been
good
cool is if like they also had one of the popular in like the early 2000s was like the see-through,
Oh yeah,
but like colors like what the N64 had and the Game
yeah, that
Boy.
wouldn't be bad.
That'd be
I'd
a
love
nice way
see
to
the
kind of mix it
internals.
up.
Yeah. Make it out of polymer like a gun.
Good lord.
Make it like 10 pounds. Because of that.
I'm trying to think. Was there anything besides like Cortana? And even then, it was only kind of sometimes when she was on like the pedestal. Like, did Xbox have a game that had like an obelisk as its focus? Like, I can't think of a game.
Well,
that
I mean,
had
it wasn't
that.
specific for Xbox, but Dead Space. Oh my gosh, I almost sat there for like 5. It would have been 5 minutes of me going, da, da, da. They have the marker. It's the marker. I want to
Nicole's
go to
not
the Unitarian
dead.
Unitologist church
Oh, wait,
and
no,
go,
Nicole is dead.
hey, you guys are like the cult in Dead Space. Dead Space is what you're thinking of.
What you
Dead
were
Space,
thinking of.
yeah. They have the marker that is an obelisk that they all worship.
I never really played that one.
I only played the first game and then got bored with the second
I was gonna
by
say you
watching
got
like
out
the
of first
first
time.
like 5 minutes of it. And I'm like, all
So
right.
there.
But yeah, no, it has a marker that is black and funny looking. It's like a double helix, and that would actually look dope as a
It wouldn't be bad.
They should have just made the Xbox console
literally an Xbox.
yeah,
Just
they
make it
could
an
have done
X.
that.
first one?
Yeah.
But no, they should have just made it in the shape of
Shit.
Master Chief's head.
I know that was a little delayed because my brain had to process what just happened.
Loki jumped up and scared Steve in.
And he had a little war cry with it too.
Yep.
Just
Sounds about right.
That's really all I got for
PlayStation 5 controller.
DualShock 5.
Sexy as hell, stupid name.
Yeah.
Features that I'm meh about, but
As long as it feels good.
yeah.
mhm.
This is really all that
That's the
matters.
key thing.
And that
'cause,
that's
like,
the other is
I
it's
don't
white.
like fours.
I cannot stand the white
Well, it's just the
controllers.
prototype. Everything else they've ever done has started in black and
Yeah.
then been other colors. So it wouldn't surprise
Oh,
me.
yeah, you do
This
not
is
like me
though the
doing that.
first like two-tone PlayStation controller
Not accurate.
by default.
No, I have a two-tone one downstairs right now. Purple and black.
Don't boop me,
Camo
man.
and black.
It
There's a
shows you
new-
like how much of
there's
not a
an
console
there's an
gamer I
orange
am.
and blue one, which is
Oh,
real
yeah.
neat. No,
That's
there's a
the
bunch.
rarest of
There's
the
a couple
rare.
two-tones.
Okay.
I love the ones that they do like limited production on the colors.
Yeah, it was that
Yeah,
orange and
that-
blue one.
well, yeah.
That one in it was like a teal and
It was teal and like purple,
yeah,
like a
something
weird
that.
like neon purple.
Yeah,
Because I almost
There's a
bought that,
couple.
and then I'm looking, I'm like, I never use this. I would hate to touch it. Because
I would do it if like the Xbox, Sony said, "Hey, your components are also backwards compatible."
Yeah.
Then it would be worth it. But otherwise, I'm like, nah, I'll wait because it's hopefully the end of the year
Yeah.
and hopefully won't be too expensive.
Yeah.
The big thing is everyone thinks like $600 is like it's still.
I think
it's a PC. It's really not that
And the
big of a
PS3
deal.
launched at 600, so
Yeah, it's like
I
not.
remember that.
It's not that bad.
Granted, I had the fun story with getting my PlayStation 3 when I first got that. It was the Vader console. So it had the backwards compatibility
baby.
on it. But I remember going to GameStop with my collection of PlayStation 2 games, and the guy's like, yeah, you're probably not going to get too much for any of these. And then he comes to Star Wars Bounty Hunter. He's like, holy shit, I'll just give you $40 for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? He's like, good luck finding this. He's like, take it or leave it. He's like, the trade-in credit on that is $15, which was still a lot.
yeah.
He's like, but I'll give you $40 cash. I'm like, okay, sold. And then I walked out with a brand new PlayStation 3. And what was I forget what the launch title was.
Lair. Haze.
No,
it was
no,
Haze.
the launch title was
Lair
Talladega
Haze.
Nights.
Yeah. The movie?
Yeah. That's the joke because PlayStation had no games. It was just
Yeah.
a Blu-ray player.
It had like 8.
No, what was that?
And they
what was
weren't
that?
good.
Warhawk.
Exactly.
Warhawk is
Especially that
Warhawk was there.
Gundam game. The Gundam Warriors game.
the Dynasty Warriors one?
Yeah.
Was that a launch title?
Yeah.
If Charlie, if you're ever listening to this one, I still have that. That's yours. One, I got to give it back to you, and two, we got to play that sometime.
I remember Hayes will forever be the single most disappointing game of my entire gaming career. Every trailer, every picture, everything. This game was going to it was the shooter that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
And then the game came out and it was fucking garbage.
Did you guys ever look into like the history of that development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was all about that.
It was depressing to hear what not rare.
Wasn't it Crytek?
No. It was the guys that did GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. Free Radical.
Yeah.
Free Radical, because they also did Time Splitters.
Time Splitters.
Yeah. It just hearing what they went through, and also don't forget too, at the same time that is wrapping up, they're starting Battlefront 3. Mm-hmm. And then that also had a horrid development cycle. And it showed that Lucasfilm or LucasArts had no clue what to do or how to handle the license anymore.
Yep.
Which is a shame, because they were riding off of after like a phenomenal early to mid 2000s of just Star Wars games after Star Wars game.
And that, my friends, is the Star Wars connection.
Ba-doom.
God, I'm getting so mad.
All right, I can't do this anymore. So,
What
else is on the docket here?
MLB.
Yeah, they're thinking about having starting the season in May, regardless of any of the, I guess, quarantine and having all teams playing
in Arizona, all in Arizona
at the spring training stadiums with no fans.
Yep.
And potentially, Nick, do you want to give them the big announcement?
Yeah, the biggest point that came out of it is that they're looking into doing electronic umps.
Hell yeah!
So you know how like with tennis, when the ball hits the line and it can let you know if it truly was in or not. Mm-hmm. They're going to do that with the strike zone, and this will help alleviate not only the stress of trying to have all 30 teams in one area. It also then promotes the social distancing, because when you have the batter, catcher, and ump all on top of each other, that's kind of contradictory.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. Like, I do want to see this implemented, because I want to see it
man.
with that, but no, just specifically within the electronic
I'll
ump.
give any sport right at this point. I'll watch soccer for 5 hours.
Is it weird that the first thing I thought about was like, okay, what if they also got rid of the catcher, and at the backstop it was like bowling, where the ball would go down and then it would just shoot back out to the pitcher?
Okay. That's an awesome idea. Right? Doesn't make any sense in practice, because if you have a passed ball or...
No, it doesn't exist. That rule's gone. If it's
okay.
you hit or not. You hit or you
so
don't.
It's kind of like
thing tells you if
where
it's
you
good
just
or not.
have the ball on a tee.
And then it hits, then you look for it. Either goes green for a ball or it goes red for strike. Done. There's nothing else.
Do you get rid of that ninth batter, or do you just have 2 DHs now?
Pitcher has to bat, and you have a DH.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
That would actually be awesome.
This is the catchers are exclusively for warm up only.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roberto Perez, your career is over.
On that same accord, the NHL is talking about starting their season back up again as well in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Because the population is so small, they can build hotels for every single team to be able to stay.
They just build hotels?
Yeah, welcome to the Olympics.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But wait, I mean, just you think about the time frame. When are they wanting? Would they be starting up in May then? Or
I mean, if you can build an entire Chinese hospital in 14 days, you could build a hotel.
Okay, first off, those are just like
those are shipping containers.
Shipping
Whatever.
containers hollowed out.
Who cares?
They're shipping.
Yeah, that's true.
So play the game. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they're just talking about. They were saying that there's enough space and enough rinks.
Oh, yeah.
That they could do an entire season.
Yeah.
Oh,
all
absolutely.
over North Dakota.
Absolutely.
And I think like coast to coast, side to side, North Dakota.
George Norrie said
probably like Ohio. It's like 3 hours max to go
Yeah.
from one side to the other.
Yeah. No, I think Dakota's pushing 5.
Is it a little bit more than that?
Yeah.
I mean, look it up, but I'm not.
And I think that's only
100%
because
sure,
like certain roads legit have no speed limits, so you can do whatever you want to like.
and it's just a wide, flat state.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ohio.
I guess the question
Ohio's,
would be
300 miles wide. North Dakota might be 400, 450.
Yeah, it might be.
All I know is that I win the lottery, moving to Montana. We'll do remotes. I'll fly you guys out every Thursday.
North Dakota is 211 miles wide.
Well, never mind then.
Amazing.
It is less than Ohio, I believe. because just Cleveland to Bowling Green is 90 miles.
Yeah.
Or Toledo is.
Ohio is 220.
Wow. I am way off
Yeah,
on
you
my
are.
dimensions. That's what we get for saying everything's like an hour away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a 30-minute drive.
So we are 9 miles wider.
Then North Dakota.
Yeah, 9
Fuck
miles.
yeah,
They're
Ohio.
211. We're 220.
Wild. You learn something new every day.
Montana is great.
Whack.
Montana. We went to a hotel. I don't even know what the heck it was.
Mhm.
A retreat. It was 6 cabins on property, super far apart from each other.
Yeah.
But like, it was one of the single best vacations that I ever went on. Also, if you ever do go to Montana, Huckleberry everything. Put Huckleberry on your hamburger. I'm not lying. Get Huckleberry
Oh, I
milkshakes.
thought you were like talking
Get
about like a
Huckleberry.
place called Huckleberry, Montana.
No, it's a
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I was
berry
saying
that's
first.
only in Montana,
Yeah.
and it's phenomenal.
Well,
I can't explain the taste.
It's funny.
It's the best.
So, a couple.
We talk about weird shit on this show.
A couple months ago, I decided to, because I was playing through Far Cry 5, just set in Montana. So I was like, fuck it, I want to live in Montana. I had the idea of, let's just find a random place in Montana. Let's see what house prices are. See what you can get for a price. I found, I don't even remember the name of it. It's saved in my phone. I'm not going to look it up because I don't feel like sitting here for 5 seconds not saying words. But I found a place in northwest Montana, about 20 miles from the Canadian border. So in the middle of nothing. It's a town with a population of 120. I found a house for $150,000. It's 3,000 square feet. It's this gorgeous cabin that overlooks a lake. You have lakefront property, 65 acres for $150,000. Granted,
Yeah.
the next closest like city with a population over 100 is 2 hours away. So you need to do any grocery shopping. You stock up for like 2 months,
Wow.
2-3 months. Then
The moment winter hits, you're boned.
yeah, oh yeah. But I'm looking at it and I'm looking at where it's at. And I'm like, that's cool. It has a big, like, it didn't click in my head what it was. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It has a big, like, I don't remember a national park being out in, like on the Canadian border for, however many million acres, square acres, just sitting out in northwest Montana. No, it's a full blown, reservation that you are on the border of that is between you and the next town with the largest population larger than 150.
Jeez.
But so I looked at back. I'm like, yeah, we win the lottery. We're buying this house, and there's a small airfield. We'll just charter. We'll just take little puddle jumpers out. We could afford it at that point, and there's enough property there. We could build small cabins to have our friends literally have their own space. I don't care if they ever pay us for it.
Yeah.
You guys figure out how to get here. It's yours. We'll maintain the property. 65 acres. We'll go shoot a grizzly in the face. Sorry, PETA. Go fuck yourselves. I'm shooting a grizzly in the face.
Speaking of PETA,
Oh, yeah. Bring it on, baby.
we are fucking Segway kings in this show. Okay, so last week you brought up the article about PETA and don't touch the hermit crabs, don't do the fish.
Don't fondle the hermit crabs.
Don't do all that nonsense, which I thought was really funny.
What was the dog's name again? Herman?
Okay, we're
Harvey.
gonna talk about Harvey specifically in a
I
moment.
remember you brought up that he's basically a
Okay,
pedophile.
so
Oh.
Harvey. Okay, so I finally got to the point of where I could go and talk to Harvey.
Okay.
And I was like, I mean, I have to, right? So I go, and like, when you get on his island, it's beautiful. Like, vegan Harvey, hippie Harvey, cool, man, far out, whatever. But you can't leave his front yard. It's conveniently blocked off, so you can't go to the rest of his island. You have to go in his house. So you go in his house, and he does the whole, here's my blah, blah, blah. The leather couch is right there. It's the cat.
Does he have the camera set up
The,
still?
the casting couch is literally right there.
Oh,
So
Harvey.
it gets worse. PETA did not do their research here, and this is
Oh,
where the
no.
problem comes in.
Does he have a dog?
So hold on. Oh, you can get a hamster as a pet.
Yeah.
They don't even care about that.
No,
But
I
also
apparently
Casey and I
don't
were
exist.
wrong.
we lost it. I was like, oh my god, this changes the whole game. It was great.
Yeah.
You should watch. You should rewatch it. It was actually really
Also,
funny.
he was cheap for only like what, 200 bells or something?
I don't know. I got a hamster now. I own that animal.
Yeah.
Suck it, PETA.
Anyways, the horrors of Harvey.
And
So
once this is done, I've got a good checkmate vegan from PewDiePie. So
nice. Oh yes, I watched that. So you go in his house, and this is when I now learned what your house can become. There's a room in the back.
Okay.
There's a room on each side.
Okay.
There's an upstairs.
Gosh damn, how big is this house?
And there's a basement.
Mm-hmm.
So this is everything that you can do to your own house. The back room was like, wasn't it? It was like a farm. It was like a farming village or something like that.
Yeah.
It was all dirt. It was very. No, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I thought it was the Japanese.
No. The back room was straight out of Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Like it,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like weird dirt, and it didn't look good. So the one on the left was a creepy child's playroom.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the right was the nice like Victorian,
Yeah.
really really cool looking. The upstairs was what was the upstairs?
Was it?
I don't remember what the upstairs was.
the bondage room.
No,
No, that was.
but I remember we literally started like when we went in the
Yeah.
back room, like this is a Silence of the Lambs room. What's going on? You go down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
It's Saw. It is cement
Mm-hmm.
walls, gray cement flooring.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a torture chamber. Now, granted, all these places, there's nothing in it. You don't
Yeah.
have. You're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to bring your own props. Like, I get what they were going for.
Yeah.
He has a murder room in his house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, PETA. You
I-
didn't do your research.
I will get the
you
timestamp
dumb
so you can watch it.
motherfuckers.
It's messed up. For anyone who wants to see this,
Yeah.
go onto our YouTube. I did a stream on Saturday, and just keep going until you see Harvey's house, and just it's creepy.
It was
It's
probably
straight
about like
creepy.
an hour into the stream, I
Something
believe.
like that. It was
Ooh.
it was creepy. While you keep talking,
Yeah.
I can find the
So,
timestamp.
so PewDiePie had the what? 6 vegans, one non.
one meat eater.
One meat eater. He was just going through the video, and there was a comment because there was one person who was like, "Do you eat honey?" Like asking questions, and she was just overbearing. It's like, "Yeah, you're actually a vegan. You can tell." And she's like grilling this one guy who was just didn't know, and you could tell that it's like he's actually a vegan also, but just doesn't know. And so he's like, "Yeah, I love honey." Blah blah. She's like, "Well, you can't have honey because honey is a product of animal." Blah 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 blah. Because beekeepers cut off the wings of the queen so they can't fly and make a new colony. And I'm sitting there going like, one, I know a couple beekeepers, people even who do it for a hobby in their backyard. They've never once done that.
No.
No one does that. Maybe certain mass farms do that, but regular mom and pop guy enjoys the art of beekeeping, trying to keep the environment healthy. Do not do that. But there was a comment talking about that, and it clicked in my head is that, oh wait, technically all plants are byproducts of animal labor.
Mhm.
So vegans can't eat anything.
Suckers.
Dumbasses, you're playing yourselves. You don't want you don't like, I don't even have words for it other than, like, you're just ideologically stupid.
Comment and let us know if you're a vegan.
Yeah,
and how
please,
you
if
feel
you
about
are-
Oh no, if they're a vegan, they would definitely let us know.
Yeah, if
They're
you are a vegan, great, good for you. I'm happy you enjoy it, but why do you, like, just be vegetarian and just ideologically say, yeah, I don't want anything that has, okay, I don't wear leather. Great, good, fine, more leather for me. If it's ethically sourced, even better. I agree with that. I actually agree to a certain extent about animal cruelty, except for bears. Fuck bears. I'm going to shoot them in the face.
It's at the 49-minute mark.
Steve's gonna come back with like 2 just bear claws on his
That'd be
hands.
great.
Be like,
I'm going to go to Montana after all the Dos Sickies is done. And you guys are
so
going to be
good.
You guys are going to be like, "So how was Montana?" And I'll just be dressed as a grizzly bear and be like, "What do you think about this? How'd you take it down?" You don't want to know. There were sacrifices made. Well, wait, what didn't you go with like a whole group? Yeah. How are they? Fine.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions. What'd
So-
you use to take it down? Don't worry about it.
the strength of God.
Yep. And the fury of a 1,000 suns.
Nice. So if you go to our YouTube and go to Saturday Coffee and Casuals 4420 blazing, it is it's at the 49-minute mark.
I wasn't too far off. I said an hour.
Yeah, you were good. So something else that we're going to circle back on from what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
We talked about the snack attack.
Steve's like preempting his anger.
March fatness.
I'm charging up.
So here's what I'm going to do. You've already seen this. So I want
my brain.
I want Nick. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, you already know what's going to happen then.
No.
So I'm going to explain this for other people so you can
Who have no eyes.
you can see this unbelievably
They don't have eyes.
America's stupid. I'm saying it right now. So here we go. So it was Snyder's versus Nacho Doritos. Nacho Doritos.
Which we picked that.
Yeah,
did.
We're right there. We're right with Cheetos.
Cheetos, crunchy, Pringles. Cheetos.
Actually,
went out.
I think
were
we
right.
called the chips.
We called the chips exact.
yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the Dorito. Well,
Oh.
It changed. You two switched on that
Yeah.
bit. But
Still.
Doritos won overall. Okay.
made it to the final four.
I'm not going to touch on the most obvious pain in the butt candy region. That's the worst one in the world. So we're going to get there in a minute. Chocolate region was Snickers and Kinder Joy. Snickers won.
Wait, no, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
Snickers
thought you
won.
went to the final.
No.
I'm like,
Hershey's versus Reese's. Reese's won. Kit Kat and Peanut M&M's. Peanut M&M's won. Twix and Tootsie Roll Pops, which I'm still calling is not chocolate, but I know it technically is. Tootsie Roll Pops beat out Twix.
That's wrong.
sadist.
Here's the problem. Pops should be in the candy.
Yes.
If you're calling things out
Yeah.
specifically, that's a sucker. That's not chocolate.
Yeah.
That really angered me. Like, I didn't realize that when we did this
Yeah.
last week, and then when I did it, we did it again with Will and Hannah.
Well, no, it threw me off. A couple of these actually threw me off because I'm like, wait, Bugles in my mind should not actually be in the chip region. They should be in the salty
Yeah,
because they're like a pressed corn snack. They're
Yeah,
not an
it's-
actual chip.
What's those Pringles?
Right.
Then it was Snickers versus Reese's. Snickers won. That one's a little interesting.
That surprises
Yeah.
the shit out of me.
Peanut M&M's and Tootsie Roll Pops. Somehow Tootsie Roll Pops wins again.
Yeah.
So it's Snickers and Tootsie Roll Pops.
You know what I think it is? It's edgelords going, well, I'm not voting for Snickers because Snickers is popular. Or not Snickers, M&M's because everybody loves M&M's. So I'm going to be the contrarian.
Snickers won, thank God. This is really funny. So I didn't do this with us last week, but I did do it with Will and Hannah. We just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I called, and I had Salty Region spot on for me.
Nice.
So it was Planters, Nuts, and Gardettos. Planters won. Pistachios and Chex Mix. Pistachios won. Cheez-Its and David's Sunflower Seeds. That one I didn't get right. I lied.
It surprises me, but at the same time, it doesn't because there are, again, looking at who it is, sunflower seeds sell.
Yeah.
Especially, again, if you're on a road trip, you're not going to be eating Cheez-Its. You're going to be eating sunflower seeds. You spit them out the window.
Yeah. Combos, Corn Nuts, Combos wins. Then it's Planters and Pistachios. Planters wins. Sunflower
Combos
Seeds versus Combos. Combos win. Planters versus Combos, and Planters wins. I had Planters in my mind. I that's who I was voting for in Salty. Here's where we get just stupid. Okay, original gourmet lollipops, which when I had to remember what they were the super thick, like jawbreakers on the edge of the sticks. Quite possibly some of the worst lollipops in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Against Starburst Flav Reds, lollipops won.
And
Welch's-
that is what I think happened here is, again, the contrarian vote of Starburst is going to make it to the end, so I'm not voting for Starburst.
I don't even think Starburst was going to make it to the end in this one.
No.
Welch's Fruit Snacks and Trolley Sour Crawlers. Welch's won. That one's not too interesting. Double Mint and
Yeah.
Skittles and Double Mint wins.
Again, I think that's the contrarian vote. That's the people sitting there trolling and, yeah.
Haribo and Sour Patch Kids. Haribo. That one's not that
Yeah,
weird.
that makes sense.
Original Lollipops and Welch's. Lollipops wins. Doublemint and Haribo. Haribo wins. Thank God. So we're in the semis of Original Gourmet Lollipops and Haribo. And somehow Lollipop won the candy region.
You'd be really helpful if they put the percentages.
I would love to know.
I want to know. So
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to
Like,
know.
analytically, we need.
I am so angry at this.
So Doritos v. Lollipops.
irrationally angry looking. This just hurts me.
Yeah, this is bad.
I hate democracy.
Doritos versus
Direct
original
democracy.
Lollipop. Thank God Doritos beat the
Yes.
Lollipops.
Something would
If
be very
Lollipops
wrong.
made it, I'm
Yeah.
I'm never shopping at a TA Petro ever again.
Yeah.
Then Snickers versus Planters. Snickers wins.
Yeah.
So Doritos and Snickers in
Well,
the final.
regardless, I think Snickers would have won because aren't there nuts in Snickers?
yeah.
No. Oh, wait, are there?
Yes, peanuts.
Yeah.
I don't. I personally can't stand Snickers.
Oh.
So.
Snickers makes sense.
I don't like most candy bars. That's why
fair.
I was riding Reese's the whole way because
Yeah.
that's the only candy bar that I will actually
Yeah,
eat.
Snickers has peanuts in it.
Also, it hurts me looking at this longer that there's no Payday on here, and Payday are secretly the best road trip candy because good for you and sweet. And when I say good for you, I mean you got a bunch of
It
peanuts.
helps
on
you
it.
punch bears.
Yeah.
And Snickers won the whole thing.
Yeah.
But just the fact of the freaking lollipops
Yeah, no, that's
made it out of
that's what made
the
me,
first
that
round.
and the Tootsie Pops beating out M&M's and Twix.
Yeah, that's just weird.
and I don't even like Twix.
It's weird.
And that pisses me off. I'm irrationally angry. So please, let's go to something that we're hype about.
So let's talk about some good stuff.
I want to be a time wizard, baby.
Yeah.
Tell me about time wizards.
So D&D has Wizards of the Coast has released some more stuff. I'll let Steve talk a little bit about
Which
the,
I have
the
the-
more wizard stuff that he brought up. The thing that I want to touch on before we dive too into that,
Because we need to know the mechanics.
starting today or tomorrow, I'm not positive.
7th or the 8th.
Yes, 7th or 8th, because I realize that today is not when you are listening to this. That's actually our tomorrow is when you listen to this.
At some time.
So either Monday the 7th when we're recording this or the 8th, Wizards of the Coast is releasing a free
First off,
Tuesday.
Tuesday the
Whatever.
7th. Days don't exist
What day
anymore.
is
Time
today?
doesn't matter.
Today's Tuesday?
Yeah.
Guys, when I don't work at night, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, oh my God.
Yep.
Okay, let me finish.
Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, right.
Time Wizard.
Time Wizard. Either today, Tuesday, or tomorrow, Wednesday, or if you're listening to
Wednesday.
this. Oh, my
Do
Jesus
you know why they
Christ.
call it Tuesday? Because it's the second day of the week if you go off of a Monday through Sunday calendar.
Wow. Wizards of the Coast is releasing a free adventure every day.
Yes.
So they're giving some sweet free content for those that are playing in Roll20 or online, whatever kind of stuff. They're doing a bunch of stuff. Steve's excited about Wizards.
Yeah, so
Are they of the time variety?
there's two different wizards now, new subclasses. There's the Chronology, which is the time wizard, and then there's the Graviturgy, which is gravitation.
Graviturgy.
But they both use the same spell book. The basic difference is their level abilities.
You know what's interesting? I think those both fall off of what Matt did with Dunamancy.
Yeah, yes, because they're from the Wild Mount.
Yes,
book,
okay.
and they're new to Wild Mount. They use mechanics that are introduced in
Yes.
that. So with the Chronology at I have 5E tools. Shout out to them.
Not a sponsor.
Nope.
You can be.
I'm just shouting them out because they're just the best website ever when it comes to 5E.
I everything is so much D&D Beyond now in my
Oh,
life.
well,
It's not even funny.
yeah.
They are releasing digital dice. So now you will be able to click on the spell or attack you want to do, and it will roll the dice and tell you how everything came, and it will 3D roll them for you.
Nice.
But can I pay $50 for fancier digital dice? in
I'm
that?
gonna go with duh.
Yeah. Beyblade.
Yeah.
So
To the Sega tune.
Beyblade. I like it.
Can we
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a Beyblade wizard in D&D?
No, you're not taking my fucking idea, Nick.
Technically-
working
I already told you what I was doing.
You can
I'm
do that
playing
with
an
a warlock.
artificer that puts all of his
Oh, yeah, that's
all of
right.
his spells into Beyblades. The moment I can play in another game,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
I mean, you
Okay.
could kind of like do a custom weapon with a like a warlock.
I don't need to.
I know.
Artificers exist. They're
Yeah,
finally
that's true.
back being canon in 5e.
Wait, okay, so you could make a Beyblader in D&D. Could you also make a like Yu-Gi-Oh and then also a Pokemon Master?
So artificers,
Yeah, you
all
could
of
with-
your magic has to go into objects. So
Yeah.
sure, you can make
Okay.
yourself a deck of cards and you throw the deck of cards like Gambit or whatever.
I drew. What was the what was that clip that you sent from Babe?
Yes. Yes.
From Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's the trap card or whatever it is, and it's just every instance of it for 10 minutes.
oh, God, when did I send that?
Oh, like 2 years ago.
I was going to say, like, wait a minute, that wasn't recent.
No, that was a while ago, but it's stuck in my head because every so often I think about how awful it's like pot of something.
Oh, speaking of...
Pot of Greed,
Yeah,
Pot of Greed.
I play Pot of Greed, and
I hate that I know that.
it's just it's a super cut of every time it's referenced, and it's like 500 times over the course of the series.
Steve and I also discovered a 4-year-old video that is the Disney intro, but it's MLG themed.
I don't know. I don't want
I can show you after.
Well, after it's
Yeah.
not for on the pot. It'll blow
It'll be-
out speakers and
it'd blow
people's
ears out.
That's
eardrums.
why I don't want it.
Anyway,
Time Wizard.
Time Wizards, a.k.a. Chronergy magic. Starting at second level, you get an ability called Chronal Shift. You can magically exert limited control over the flow of time around a creature. As a reaction, after you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, ability check, saving throw, you can force the creature to re-roll. You make this decision after you see whether the roll succeeds or fails. The target must use the result of the second roll. You can use this ability twice and regain any expended use when you finish a long rest. That is awesome. You could really ruin a person's day, mainly a DM's day, with that.
Mm-hmm.
Also at second level, you gain temporal awareness, which is you can add your intelligence modifier to your initiative rolls.
Yep.
That is awesome because int should be your capstone ability. Moving on, at sixth level, you get momentary stasis. As an action, you can magically force a larger or smaller creature you see within 60 feet of you to make a con saving throw against your spell DC. Unless the saving throw is a success, the creature is encased in a field of magical energy until the end of your next turn, or until the creature takes any damage. While encased in this way, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. You can eliminate, like a mob boss character. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your int modifier, a minimum of once. You gain all expended use when you finish a long rest.
Okay.
Again, that's going to ruin a DM's day.
Can I'm not sure if I missed it, but can the wizard speed up rest time? With time?
No.
That would be game breaking.
All right. I thought I'd
A
ask.
short rest is always an hour.
Right.
Now you could be an elf, and technically your long rest is only 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or you could be
Because
a
you don't actually sleep. Elves
what are
don't
those guys?
actually go to bed.
A warforged and not sleep, and your long rest is 6 hours, but you're awake and aware of everything going on during that. Then at 10th level, you get Arcane Abeyance. Abeyance? It's Abeyance. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or lower, you can condense the spell's magic into a mote. The spell is frozen in time at the moment of casting and held within a gray bead for 1 hour. This bead is a tiny object with an AC of 15 and 1 hit point, and is immune to poison and psychic damage. When the duration ends, or if the bead is destroyed, it vanishes in a flash of light, and the spell is lost. Creature holding the bead can use its action to release the spell within, whereupon the bead disappears. The spell uses your spell attack bonus and save DC. The spell treats the creature who released it as the caster for all other purposes. Once you create a bead with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish short or long rest. So, cast Fireball's 3rd level, right?
Yes.
So you can cast a fireball and hand it to your friend that they could use at another time within an hour.
You could do that with something else also, but it's not a spell. You only get 3 of them.
Yeah, but you could
It's
just
still it's really cool.
yeah.
Is that an hour within the D&D session or in human time?
Wait,
It's always in game.
in game
okay.
time.
That's what I
so if you're in combat and
Yeah.
you use that, I don't know of any combat lasting an hour.
Correct.
That would be
Every round is 6 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So an hour worth of combat is 600 rounds.
Yeah. I feel like that would be us on a bad night. All right, where DM rolls, and I rolled a 1. What'd you guys roll? 1s. Okay.
That or it's Charlie forgetting to plan, so he's like, horde of enemies attack you.
Right. 14th level, Convergent Future. You can peer through possible futures and magically pull one of them into events around you, ensuring a particular outcome. When you or a creature you can see within 60 feet of you make an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction to ignore the die roll and decide whether the number rolled is the minimum needed to succeed or one less than that number, your choice. When you use this feature, you gain 1 level of exhaustion. Only by finishing a long rest can you remove a level of exhaustion and gain this way. That's another one that is somewhat, not, I don't want to say broken. That's not broken at all. But that is awesome.
That is game changing. Momentum shifting.
Momentum, yes. And those are the specific spell classes. Chronergy Wizard, I want to play one. Even more so, I want to play a Graviturgy Wizard. Because who doesn't want to create a black hole in the middle of a battlefield that sucks in everything around it, but except for what you designate as not being sucked into it?
I'm shaking my head in disbelief for
Yes.
the viewers.
So Graviturgy, At second level, you gain the ability called Adjust Density. As an action, you can magically alter the weight of one object or creature you see within 30 feet of you. The object or creature must be large or smaller. The target's weight is halved or doubled for up to 1 minute, or until your concentration ends. While the weight of a creature is halved by this effect, the creature's speed increases by 10 feet. It can jump twice as far as normal, and it has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. While the weight of a creature is doubled with this effect, reduced by 10, its speed is reduced by 10 feet, but it has advantage on strength and strength saving throws.
So, damn it! I was gonna say like, okay,
and Echo Knight is
lower,
dope too.
Just always lower their defense or their density, and have like the super strong character just like pick them up and just boom, team.
Kind of like what we did with your what was it, half orc or no, your barbarian and my my dwarf.
Oh
and
my
we
God,
crush Evan's legs.
Right into his spine.
we crippled Evan's wizard.
What
was his name? Podrick Payne.
Podrick. Then we put him in a wheelchair, and we got him all the way up to the top of these stairs, and somehow let go, and he wheels back down.
Yeah, we tortured that poor wizard.
I was so focused on grappling and throwing people.
At 6th level, you gain an ability called Gravity Well. You've learned how to manipulate gravity around a living being. Whenever you cast a spell on a creature, you can move the target 5 feet to an unoccupied space of your choice if the target is willing to move. The spell hits if it's hits with an attack, or it fails a saving throw against the spell. That's all right. 10th level, Violent Attraction.
I like that name.
When another creature that you can see within 60 feet of you hits with a weapon attack, you can use your reaction to increase the attack's velocity, causing the attack's target to take an extra 1d10 damage of the weapon's type. Alternatively, if a creature within 60 feet of you takes damage from a fall, you can use your reaction to increase the fall's damage by 2d10. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your int modifier. You can regain all expended use when you finish a long rest.
Jesus.
And the fun one. 14th level, Event Horizon. As an action, you can magically emit a powerful field of gravitational energy that tugs at other creatures for up to 1 minute, or until your concentration ends, as if you were concentrating on a spell. For the duration, whenever a creature hostile to you starts its turn within 30 feet of you, it must make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, it takes 2d10 force damage, and its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of its next turn. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage, and every foot it moves this turn costs 2 extra feet of movement. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until finishing a long rest or until you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher on it. So, fun stuff. I want to be able to... I love that Event Horizon spell, or ability. That to me is just the funniest thing possible. Especially because
Mercer's done some crazy stuff, man.
Have you seen the new spells that are specifically to chronergy and graviturgy?
Yeah. I have the book.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I forget what the one spell is, but you basically create a 30-foot black hole in the middle of.
Yes.
You could cast it up to 1,000 feet away, and anything within 30 feet of it takes 6d10 force damage, but everything within 100 feet of this hole, of the black hole that you create, gets sucked into it every turn. And it lasts for up to an hour.
You could probably mess up.
Maybe not an hour.
You could probably mess up some story elements by doing that.
I don't think that. I think it's like a 9th. No, it might not.
Guys, we need to go to this town that happens to be 500 feet away.
Yeah,
I cast
there it
black
is.
hole.
Ravenous Void.
Yeah, that's it. 20-foot radius. Everything within 100 feet of it.
1,000.
I like that name though, Event
But
Horizon.
you could cast it 1,000 feet away.
Yup.
Yeah, see that town over there?
Now, what I say is, you multi-class.
Darkstar.
You start with a ranger. You get to 3rd level. You select Horizon Walker, so you get that force damage modifier. Then you multi-class into a graviturgy wizard, and you use that the ability that increases your velocity. So
wait, you're essentially the Flash?
no. So instead of just adding a 1d8 of force damage to your attack, you add a 1d8 plus an additional d10 You're forced to just obliterate people
Yeah. Oh my god.
with the void.
He sounds like a perfect class to play if you were doing a villains campaign.
More like one that if you're playing a campaign where you're just going to min-max
Yeah.
and, don't care about RPing and you just want to wreck house. Like if you were to just do a gauntlet campaign.
That's
Kasey, you want to tell us about the Echo Knight?
Everything can be balanced. I don't know too much about Echo Knight besides the fact of he can literally copy himself.
Yeah.
You can make...
You summon shadows.
You summon
from
an
other-
echo of yourself. Manifest Echo is a bonus action, a magical manifest of the echo yourself in an unoccupied space you can see within 15 feet. The echo is magical, translucent, gray image of you that lasts until it is destroyed, until you dismiss it as a bonus action, or until you manifest a new echo, or you're incapacitated. Echo AC of 14 plus your proficiency bonus 1 hit point, but immune to all conditions. It has to make a saving throw. It uses your saving throw bonus. It just does a whole, you can switch, kind of like essentially, what's the game? There's a couple games, where you like send the thing out in front of you and then you can teleport to it and come back kind of deal. So you can go back and forth.
You do that. You can potentially gain, bonus attacks using the Echo Fighter. It's a pretty cool fighter subclass.
You can make your echo throw in front of an attack directed at another creature, so it's just a shadow martyr.
Yeah, it will take the hit for you, basically. Or
when an echo of yours is destroyed by taking damage, you can gain a number of temporary HP equal to 2d6 plus your Constitution modifier.
That's great.
Legion of 1, you can use a bonus action to create 2 echoes with your Manifest Echo feature, and these echoes can coexist. If you try to create a third echo, the previous 2 are destroyed.
Yeah.
I wonder what would be the benefit
of using that.
Yeah. Oh no, of creating a third one to destroy the other 2.
Situational.
Yeah.
Like if you don't need them anymore and you're moving into a different area and you just don't want to keep dragging them along, you just
Yeah, when you take an attack action, any attack you make can originate from your space or the echo space.
Yeah, that's the cool one.
When a creature that you can see within 5 feet of echo moves at least 5 feet away from it, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against them.
That's the big one right there.
Mercer's made some weird stuff. So here's the one thing that I do want. I wanted the last thing I want to touch on this D&D bit. So when Critical Role did their first campaign, there was a gunslinger, which was a fighter with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Mercer made the class. It is D&D canon. It is an official class. It's not in a book. So I thought it was going to be in this book.
Yeah.
Even though it's Wildmount and not, Exandria. It's not in a book. But if you go to, and I noticed this on D&D Beyond, if you go and look at a fighter,
oh, there it is.
Gunslinger is on here, but it just has the Critical Role like special stamp on it. Like if you don't, I don't know where you find other Critical Role specific stuff. I don't know if it's in like the Tal'Dorei campaign, which is like a 5e supplement that's not done by Wizards of the Coast, but Matt wrote that. I don't know if that's how it comes, but like it is considered Critical Role content, but it's not actually. I can't find it in a physical book. It's very weird. Gunsmiths they're real cool. You kind of whatever gun you use. Bad News was always it's good
Bad
stuff.
Nose. Hand mortar. Hand mortar. Is that sort of like if you had like Samus or Mega Man? Hand mortar?
Sure.
Yeah, unless the kind of one you just put on the ground like snakes down and beat.
Oh,
or whatever.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more
Best
sense.
way to put it.
Oop.
Thanks to Sean Kenny graphic design for our new logo that we've got all over the place. Thanks to Echo Strike for their song Clear Paths, and to Stormcrest Music for letting us use their stuff for our intro and outro. Don't forget to follow us on all of the social medias, as I forced Nick today that he now has to start doing things on Twitter because he's on it all the time.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure I know which account I'm
Yes.
on.
Yes, you
man,
do.
You know what? Now that I've got some time off, I'll log into Instagram and just start taking random pictures in and around Cleveland as I'm adventuring around.
There you go. Follow us for all that kind of stuff. Follow us on YouTube. We've got some more stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you Saturday morning for some coffee and casuals.
And a thank you to the audience for listening.
And no thanks to grizzly bears.
Wow, you really don't like grizzly
I
bears.
really do not. I don't like really any bears. Sun bears are cool and sloth bears, but
He does enjoy the bear to arms.
the right to bear arms.
Yes. Good night.
Get out, everybody.
Oh, I turned it off right before you said it.
Let the feeling go. It's all
That's me.
universe principles. It's
The one where Kasey rages at Gamestop. No.
It's ending now.
Damn it, I knew I forgot to do something.
Record that.